there, we're going to build on your knowledge of division of 3-digit numbers by 1-digit number. And the number that we are going to work with today is 327 over 8, or divided by 8. So this is written in fraction form. This is an improper fraction. It's an improper fraction because the numerator, the top number, is larger than the bottom number, the denominator. This number can also be written in another way. We can write it as 327 divided by 8, or we can write it as long division, 327 in the house, that's our dividend, divided by 8. 8 is our divisor, and we're going to find the quotient, which our quotient is either here or here. But this is a little bit easier. I'd like to work with this because you'll find out why in a minute. So the first thing I want to talk about are strategies. So I want to figure out, is 327 divisible by 8? And we have divisibility rules that we've talked about. So the divisibility rule for 8 is that it has to be divided by 2, which means it has to be an even number. And is 327 an even number? No, because it ends with 7, which is an odd number. So we know immediately there's going to be a remainder. And we're going to talk about interpreting what that means, interpreting the remainder in a moment. But what we also know about this number is we're going to make a connection. So as part of our strategy for solving this, we're going to recognize that 32 is in this number and 8 is a factor of 32. And I know that because I know my 8 multiplication tables. So I know that 8 times 4 equals 32. But this number isn't 32, is it? This number is 327. So 327, I've got 32 tens, which means I need 4 tens. So 40 times 8 is 320. So I know that already, that this number is going to have a 40 in it. So then when we do our long division, so 8 goes into 32 4 times, and then we multiply. 4 times 8 is 32, subtract 0, bring down the next number. Now we have 7. So we know that we have a remainder. So this is 40, remainder 7. So I have here 100, 100, 200, 327. So for sake of ease, here's our 100. It's broken up into our 10 groups of 10. We're going to divide this into our 8 groups of 40. And we're going to prove that we have 7 left over. We've got 7 units over here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 groups of 40. And then we're going to just divide this up and see if we can divide it into 8 groups. No, we cannot. We've got 7 groups of 41, and we've got 1 lonely group here of 40. So now let's interpret this remainder, these 7. So we're going to do it in the same way. So this number here is an improper fraction, but it's also written 40 with 7 remaining. So this is what we call is a mixed fraction. So now we're going to work with this fraction. We're going to turn this fraction into a decimal, and we're going to find out it's 40 decimal what? So we're going to take this number and we're going to go to a different page. So 7/8 right here is the same as saying 7 divided by 8. So 7 is our dividend. That goes in the house. And 8 is our divisor. So we can't divide 8 into 7, but we can divide, we know, 8 into 70. So what we do is we think our mental math, our 8 times tables. 8 times 5 is 40. There's many more groups of 8. So then I jump up a few and I know that 8 times 8 is 64. So with 64, I have 6 left over. I drop another 0 down. So 8 goes into 60 7 times. I know my 7 times tables, and I know that this is 56. I subtract 56 from 60, and that's 40. So that I get 875 with a 0 remaining. But this number isn't 875. It's decimal 875. So when we interpret this, our number becomes 40 decimal 875. And we know that reading decimals is easy. You'll see they have two names like you and me. First, you say the name as if there were no dot, and then you say the name of the last place value spot, 40 decimal 875 thousandth.